Chapter 8, Lesson 7, Multiplying Polynomials. Okay, so basically what we want to be thinking of is this new term that comes up. It's called the FOIL method. And basically what it means is you multiply two terms together that are both binomials. And it's important that we notice that they are both just binomials, because later on you can use the same procedure, but when it becomes things such as this, then realistically all it is just a big old distributive property. So how does this work? Well, we have a binomial here. We have another binomial here. All we're doing is taking the first value, multiplying it by the first value. That's why we get 2x times 4x. That way we get 8x squared. Then we're taking the first and we're multiplying by the outers. So the 2x and the negative 1, those are the outers. So 2x minus 1 multiplied by negative 1 gives me minus 2x. Then we take the inner values. Well, that's the 3 and the 4x. We multiply those, we get plus 12x. Then I take my last values, 3 and the negative 1, because those are the last values in the terms. So 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Now is the important piece. You can combine like terms. Well, the only thing that we have alike, notice they're right here in the center. So basically, they're always going to be right here. Not always, but generally they are. So we have 12x minus 2x, so we end up with plus 10x minus 3, and we have 8x squared at the beginning. So there's your simplified answer. All right. Now over here in situation B, it does say, yeah, it's just like distributive property. And basically that's what you want to think about. You're going to take that 3y, you're going to multiply it here, here, and here. And then you're going to take the 2 and multiply it here, here, and here. And then just simply add or subtract like terms. That's it. All right, so let's go to the next page and do some of these. We will take number 4 first. I have g plus 5 being multiplied by g minus 2. So I'm going to take the first term. I have g squared. Then I take the next ones. I have g minus negative 2, so I get negative 2g. I get 5 times g, so plus 5g. And then I do my last terms. Negative 2 times 5, negative 10. Look for things that are alike, that you can combine like terms. Well, I have a g and a g, so I can combine those to get plus 3g minus 10 and g squared. Notice that the g is going down in descending order, so that's basically how you should be doing that. Okay, let's take another one, and we'll take number 6 in this situation. So we have 9u minus 5 multiplied by 4u plus 9. Okay. So I'm going to multiply the first terms. 9 4 is 36. I have u times u is u squared. Now I have u. I have the first term, and we're multiplying the outers. So 9 times 9 is 81. Positive times positive, so it's plus. I have just a single u. Now we multiply this. Negative 5 times 4 gives me negative 20u. And the last thing to multiply is this. So again, it's just a distributive property. You're taking each term and multiplying it through. So negative 5 times 9 gives me negative 45. All right, combine like terms. I only have one u squared, so it's 36u squared. I do have a couple units that are u's, so 81 u's minus 20 gives me plus 61 u's. And I have subtract 45 on the outside. And we'll go to the next page. Looking at number 10, again, this will be the first time that we've run into a binomial multiplied by a trinomial. So we'll write it down here. We have 2x plus 7 being multiplied into 3x squared plus 8x minus 4. And don't be afraid to use the commutative property. If you don't want to multiply 2x all the way through, you can go the other way if you want, because we know that the commutative property order does not matter. So I'm going to take 2x, multiply it here. I get 6x cubed. 2x multiplied here. I get 16x squared. Positive times positive is plus. 2x multiplied by negative 4, negative 8x. So the 2x has now been multiplied through. Now I'm going to take the 7. 7 times 3 is 21x squared. So I'm going to line up underneath the x squared. So plus 21x squared. 7 times 8x gives me 56x. Positive times positive is plus. And then 7 times the constant is 28. Positive times a negative is subtraction. Now look at that. Everything is lined up. It takes a little bit to get into the habit of that, but it's exactly what you want to do. I have no other x cubes, so I have 6x cubed, x squared and x squared. I have 16 and 21 of them. That gives me plus 37x squared. I have 56x minus 8x, so that gives me positive 48x. And I have only one constant to play with, so there's your answer. All right, going into a word problem, because yes, this is really where you need to be with your math. If we look at this, we are decorating a room. We have walls in the room. We have the length of the windowless room. So basically draw yourself a picture. Here's the length, and here's the other side of the room, which is the width of the room. So imagine there's 4 walls here, because that's important. The length of the windowless room is 1 foot more than. All right, so that means plus 1. 1 foot more than 4 times the height. So 4 times the height. L equals 1 more than 4 times the height. All right, so there's the formula that represents the length. So now we need to look at the width. The width is 2 feet less than. All right, so width equals 2 feet less than 3 times the height. So there's the formula for the width. Now, it says, please, if h is the height of the room, write a polynomial that represents the wall area. The key here is they're looking for area. And we know the area formula is length times width. So we have our 2 formulas, length and width. So we just substitute them in. A equals 4h plus 1. Ooh, sorry about that. The board's a little off. Oh, you'll have to forgive me here. We'll go over here. Area equals 4h plus 1. And the width is going to come over here as 3h minus 2. So this is something that you could be doing in geometry using your algebra skills. So now we're going to use the distributive property, the FOIL method. We got 4h, that's going to be distributed here. So we get 12h squared minus 8h. And then we're going to multiply everything here by positive 1. Shouldn't have to really think too much about that. Plus 3h minus 2. Now you're going to combine like terms. 12h squared minus 5h minus 2. So as soon as you know what the height is of your room, you can quickly substitute that in, figure out the square area of your room, which then obviously you'll need when you have to figure out how much paint you need. If you need any help, please see your teacher.